We are leveling up. The next problem is a binomial times a trinomial, meaning trinomial means 3 terms. So copy the box out. So I'm going to put the 2 terms on the side. This is just like the last problem we did. However, we now have 3 columns going across. We're still going to put our invisible 1, and then we're going to distribute into each of the columns, just like before. So x times x squared is x cubed. And then the invisible 1 here, so this is -5, add the exponents, x squared. And then x times 1 is x, which I'm going to write plus 1x, excuse me, because I want to make sure I can combine like terms correctly if I need to do that. Okay, so it's helpful, again, like the last videos, where if you cover up the middle row, then you can see the bottom number here that we have to multiply plus 1 times each of the columns is much easier to look at visually. So 1 times x squared is x squared, and it's positive. 1 times -5x is exactly what we started with. And last, 1 times 1 is positive 1. Now we're going to look for those like terms. And before I start writing anything out, I'm going to be checking the powers on each of the terms to see what I have. So this is 3. None of the terms have power 3. These are power 2. So I'm going to put them together because I'm going to be ending up combining them later. These x's are similar, and then the 1 just hangs out. Now I'm going to clean everything up. So I'm going to group like terms together because I'm going to be combining those. So this is plus. And this is the x terms that we're writing out now. And you don't have to have the 1 here. I just like to do it because then it really prompts me as to what the final answer is going to be. And we're going to combine like terms and clean it up. Make sure that the powers are descending, meaning the highest power comes first. I'm going to put that invisible 1 there. So this is -4x squared. These are going to be put together. So this is -4x and then plus 1. So you can see similar, but just more terms and a few more steps. Other than that, just like the last problems we did. So copy down the next problem. You might want to pause the video. Okay, let's set up this one. So I did put the 1 in the front of the x. And I'm going to put those invisible 1s in different color so you can keep track of what is happening. So 1 times 2 is 2. And x times x squared is x cubed because you're adding the exponents together, 1 plus 2. And then finally, x times -3. Okay, I'm going to cover up the middle row now with my finger. So just don't even look at it. And we're going to distribute the -1 into each one of the columns. So -1 times 1x is -1x. And then -1 times -3 is +3. We're going to look for those like terms if we have any. Okay, power 2s I definitely have, and I definitely have Just x to the first power. Now let's say you were writing the problem out and you accidentally wrote squared instead of a 3. And I did everything like I'm supposed to do. What do you think would happen? So of course we'd get the wrong answer, but what do you think might happen on the wrong answer? So if you didn't copy correctly, the 3 and the 3 right here, you might think you have 3 terms you have to combine, which is why it's really important to keep those powers straight. Because now when we go to combine like terms and clean up the problem, the first term, 2x cubed, doesn't change. But what I do have are 2x squared terms. And that is our final answer. I'm going to write it out one more time, the way that many of you will write it out. So this is the polynomial in standard form, meaning the exponents go down, so descending. So 3, 2, 1, and then nothing there. Okay, you need to look for that 7.8 worksheet, write out all the work, write out all the problems, and then upload that work to Google Classroom, and then do the check for understanding forms. Okay, great job. Use your notes. They'll help you understand